Imagine a universe where breaking the speed of light doesn't just bend space. It challenges the very rules God set when He spoke creation into being. What if our dream of zipping across galaxies faster than a photon isn't just a scientific riddle, but a spiritual one too? Today we're embarking on a 10-minute journey where cutting-edge physics crashes into ancient scripture. We'll unpack the science that makes faster-than-light travel a tantalizing possibility, wrestle with the mind-bending paradoxes it stirs up, and turn to the Bible for clues about whether this quest fits God's design or defies it. Whether you're a science geek, a faith seeker, or just someone who loves a good cosmic mystery, stick with me. We're about to blast off into a story that stretches from the stars to the soul. Let's start with a simple question. What does it even mean to travel faster than light? Picture yourself in a sleek spaceship, engines humming, as you push the throttle and outrun the sunlight streaming from a distant star. That's 186,000 miles per second, 671 million miles per hour. The ultimate speed limit Albert Einstein baked into his theory of relativity. It's not just fast, it's the backbone of how we understand space and time. Einstein showed us that as you accelerate, your mass starts to balloon, and the energy needed to keep going shoots toward infinity. Think about pushing a snowball down a hill. It's light and easy at first, but as it rolls, it picks up snow, growing heavier and harder to budge. That's the cosmic wall we slam into when we try to break the speed of light. A barrier that seems to say, this far and no further. But here's where it gets fascinating. In the Bible, light isn't just a physical thing. It's foundational. Genesis 1:3 tells us, "And God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." It's the first act of creation after the heavens and the earth, almost like God flipped the switch on reality. Then in John 8:12, Jesus declares, "I am the light of the world." Light carries truth, order, God's presence. It's woven into the fabric of everything. So when science says nothing can outpace it, could that be more than a quirk of physics? Maybe it's a divine boundary, a guardrail keeping the universe from spinning into chaos. Imagine a highway with a speed limit, not to hold us back, but to keep us safe. Is chasing faster than light travel a bold step into the unknown? Or are we tugging at something God wired into reality for a reason? Humans, though, we're wired to push limits. Back in the 1960s, physicists started dreaming about particles called tachyons, little speed demons that might zip faster than light from the moment they pop into existence. No one's caught one yet, and there's still a what-if on paper. Then in 1994, a physicist named Miguel Alcubierre threw out a wilder idea, a warp drive. Picture space like a stretchy piece of fabric. You scrunch it up in front of your ship and stretch it out behind, riding a wave of space-time faster than light without ever breaking the rules inside your little bubble. It's like folding a map and hopping from one side to the other instead of trekking the long way. The catch? It needs exotic matter with negative energy, stuff we haven't found in nature. But the math checks out, dangling this tantalizing maybe in front of us. This isn't a new story. Think about the Wright brothers in 1903, tinkering with their flimsy plane on a windy beach in North Carolina. People scoffed. Humans can't fly. But they proved the doubters wrong. And now we jet across oceans without blinking. Could faster-than-light travel be our next impossible dream? Scripture gives us a nudge to think twice. In Genesis 11, the Tower of Babel was humanity's bold climb toward the heavens. They stacked bricks higher and higher, aiming to make a name for themselves until God stepped in. He said, "If they've started this, nothing they plan will be impossible." He scattered them, not to punish, but maybe to keep them from overreaching. Proverbs 16:18 warns, "Pride goes before destruction." Are we building a new tower with FTL, a marvel of ingenuity, or a step toward a fall? Things get even messier if we actually pull it off. Say you fire up that warp ship and zip across the galaxy. Relativity tells us you might not just beat light, you could beat time itself. You blast off, swing around a star, and touch down back home before your launch party's even over. Cool, right? But here's the kicker. What if you meddle with your own past? Imagine you zip back and stop your grandparents from meeting at that dance in '52. No grandparents, no parents, no you. So who flew the ship in the first place? That's the grandfather paradox, a brain-twisting knot where cause and effect fall apart. It's like baking a cake but yanking it out of the oven before you've mixed the flour and eggs. Nothing makes sense anymore. The Bible seems to lean into order, not chaos. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "There is a time for everything, a season for every activity under heaven." Time flows in a rhythm. Planting leads to harvesting. Birth leads to growth. It's God's beat. Hebrews 13:8 piles on. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. There's a steadiness to how things unfold, a divine consistency. If we start skipping beats or rewinding the track, are we messing with the song God wrote? Look at King Hezekiah in 2 Kings 20. God shifted the sundial's shadow back 10 steps as a sign of his promise. That was God's call, not ours. Deuteronomy 29:29 whispers, "The secret things belong to the Lord." Maybe time's flow is one of those secrets, ours to live in, not to rearrange. Let's stretch that idea a bit more. On a space-time map, light travels at a 45-degree angle. It's the boundary between past and future. Everything slower than light stays in its lane, marching forward through time. Go faster, though, and your path could twist backward, crossing into your own history. It's not just a paradox, it's time travel with a capital T. Picture time like a river. You're floating downstream, day by day. God's up above, seeing the whole winding path like Psalm 90:4 says, "1,000 years in your sight are like a day." Faster than light travel might let us paddle upstream, but what if that ripples the water for everyone else? Are we ready to captain that ship, or are we splashing around in waters too deep? This isn't just a physics puzzle, it's a gut punch to philosophy. If we can tweak the past, what happens to free will? Are we stuck in loops, or can we rewrite our story? Jeremiah 29:11 promises, "I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you." God's got a script, a purpose for us. But if we grab the pen with FTL travel, is that a gift or a weight we're not ready to carry? Think of Adam and Eve in the garden. They had freedom, reached for knowledge, and tripped into consequences. James 1:5 offers a lifeline. "If any of you lacks wisdom, ask God, who gives generously." Maybe FTL isn't wrong. It's just a tool we're not wise enough to handle yet. It's like handing a toddler a chainsaw. It could carve a masterpiece or a mess, depending on who's swinging it. Scientists aren't waiting for us to figure out the ethics. They're charging full steam ahead. Take quantum entanglement. Two particles linked so tightly that if you tweak one, the other reacts instantly, even miles apart. It's not travel, but it's a faster-than-light connection that makes you wonder. Then there's wormholes, cosmic tunnels that might shortcut space-time. Fold the universe like a piece of paper, punch a hole, and step through to the other side. The equations hold up, but building one would take tech we can barely dream of. Still, Proverbs 25:2 cheers us on. "It is the glory of God to conceal a matter. To search it out is the glory of kings." Every breakthrough, the James Webb Telescope peering back to the Big Bang, the Large Hadron Collider smashing atoms, peels back another layer of God's brilliance. But 1 Corinthians 8:1 cautions, "Knowledge puffs up, love builds up." Curiosity's a blessing. Arrogance can trip us up. So what if we crack this code? Imagine colonies sprouting on distant planets, ships hopping between stars, messages flashing across galaxies in a blink. Maybe we'd even bump into extraterrestrial neighbors, who knows? Revelation 21:1 paints a different picture. "I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first had passed away." This universe is a rental, a temporary stop. Hebrews 13:14 echoes, "Here we do not have an enduring city, but we look for the one to come." Exploration's in our blood, but our real home isn't out there among the stars, it's with God. Think about the internet. It connects us globally in seconds, but it can also distract us from what matters. FTL could be the same, unlocking wonders or pulling us off the path. Let's tie this all together. Faster than light travel teeters on the edge of possible and perilous. Science says it's a long shot, with mass, energy, and paradoxes stacking the deck against us. Scripture hints it's a risk. Genesis crowns light as creation's cornerstone. Ecclesiastes guards time's rhythm, and Revelation points us beyond today's limits. Maybe we don't need to outrun light to find our place in the cosmos. Maybe it's about trusting the course God's already charted. Thanks for riding this cosmic wave with me. If it sparked a thought or two, hit that like button. Craving more mysteries where science and faith collide? Subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. And drop a comment below. Does faster-than-light travel fit God's blueprint, or is it a line we shouldn't cross? Until next time, keep wondering, keep seeking, and keep your eyes on the stars.